Hello, I want to talk to you today about stress management. With the holidays approaching and with exams approaching for your studies, I want to highlight some of the stress factors, some stress tips for managing effectively. Um, Stress happens every day. It appears in everyday life. It happens to all of us. So I thought I'd highlight some important things to consider with stress management. Stress can be a motivator as well. It can be positive or negative. Even our victories can be stressful, but in the end, they lead to something positive. So um, I just want to highlight that as well. It can be positive uh, and motivational as well. So some of the things that are important in stress management are your skills. What skills do you have already to help see you through a trying time? Um, Timing, what timing plays in stress? It could be the time of day, it could be the seasons, it could be let's say the time frame. Like, do you have deadlines that you have to meet? What resources do you have access to you? And what social connections do you have? Um, so looking at that as well. Effective coping strategies. Are you able to express yourself? Are you able to reach out? Are you able to compartmentalize? Like, can you put your stress aside and um, work on things that you have to do? Spirit honoring activity. I always bring spirit into any presentation that I do, meaning that I always like to focus on the spirit side of ourselves. I think it's important to uh, do things that honor our spirit every day and seek help when you're overwhelmed. This is such an important factor. Uh, when you're feeling overwhelmed, you need to reach out, or it's important to reach out. So, what areas of life bring you stress? Um, and looking at your skills, are there skills that you need to improve on? Uh, are there times where you said, I didn't do that so well? I need to maybe consider another way of doing a certain task or handling emotions a certain way. So there's always room for improvement. Um, you can also do like a inventory of yourself. Um, what areas do you need improvement on? There's no right or wrong way of handling stress. Each person has their own coping mechanisms. So it's just learning and gauging how you can build on the skills that you have. Talk and speak and listen are important factors uh, in stress management. Timing, are there times of day that bring you stress? It could be when kids come home from school. It could be doing groceries. It could be shopping. It could be attending a social event. So knowing what areas of life bring you stress, you're able to uh, maybe plan or compartmentalize your coping strategies around that. So consider those best time frames that you deal with stress. So interacting with others is an important factor. Um, Other people can help you without knowing it. You might say something that can bring you strength and insight. So having social connection is very important. So your coping strategies, uh, these are your mental, spiritual, cultural, emotional, and physical self. So how do you cope emotionally? Do you express yourself? Do you allow yourself time alone with your thoughts? Um, are you able to do physical activities that let you express that energy. It could be for going for a walk or riding a stationary bike. Enjoy each day. Um, our culture is so rich, and we have so many helpers. We have cultural events. So listening to powwow music is a very good outlet as well. Um, find what works for you and build on that. A spirit honoring activity in the work that I do or in my personal life, I always like to uh, bring the Great Spirit or God or um, your higher power into everything, because that's my belief. Uh, I just like to bring that into everything that I do, and maybe it would be helpful to you. Um, Participate in cultural events or activities. Those are very grounding as well. Seek help when you're overwhelmed. Sometimes we don't like to ask for help. Sometimes we feel that maybe my situation or my problem is insignificant. But if you feel like you can't get on with your day, or you can't do things that are very, uh, maybe the very least activity, like daily activities, like picking what clothes to wear, or even preparing a meal. If you can't even bring yourself to do small daily activities, it's important that you reach out. You may feel overwhelmed. There are always people out there to listen and to help. Even if a family member could help along the way, just reach out. Even if it's an elder, they may provide you with some assistance. Grounding activities are important. Um, when we go through stress, our body reacts to stress. And I'll bring an example. Last week I was driving on a country road, and all of a sudden a deer came across my path. I had to slow down, and it crossed the street safely. But right after that, there was another one, and I almost hit that deer, but I was able to put my brakes on. But after the deer crossed the street, my heart was just pounding. It was a stressful event. It turned out well, but it still caused a reaction in my body. So it's just to make you aware that daily stresses can impact us in our body. So it's important to reground yourself when stress approaches, or when there's a possible situation that brings you out of this. Um, it kind of uncenters you. Um, so anything that helps you smell, feel, taste, sense, listen, or voice. These are important areas of your body that can help bring you calm. So it could be cooking, it could be dancing, it could be listening to music or powwow music, or anything that brings you center. It could be gospel music, it could be anything at all that brings you right back to center or to calm. Even our traditional medicines can help us in our daily life and to deal with stress. You can seek out a healer in your community, or reach out to an organization. Maybe they have someone in mind to help you. Here I got this idea from the internet. There are certain aspects I put on uh, this bingo board. They're little, um, they're examples of how to deal with stress effectively. So you can laugh, talk to a friend, sing, do exercise, soak in the sun. Um, these are just daily reminders to um, help you deal with it, with stress. So the holidays in itself can bring stress if it's um, preparing a meal, gathering, shopping, getting your last assignment in. Um, they can all create stress. So maybe some ways of dealing with the holidays could be decorating your home, it could be cooking a meal, visiting an elder, um, listening to some history uh, that the elder has of your community. These are so important, and they could bring value to you and the elder. Maybe it's baking cookies with your children or a family member, or even volunteering. So these are helpful, positive ways of being active throughout the holiday. I have placed some important phone numbers as an outlet if you're unable to talk to anybody during the holidays. Maybe there's at least um, someone out there to help. There's a helpful phone number is First Nation and Inuit Hope for Wellness, 1-855-242-3310, or you can connect by chat or online at www.hopeforwellness.ca. There's also SOS Violence Conjugal at 1-800-393-9010, and they're able to offer a safe place referral if needed. As well, I'm available by text or by phone at 514-758-8597. Feel free to reach out anytime. And I wish you a very good holiday.